Welcome back, Saber fans. Tony here from Rowan Sabers, and today another lightsaber review for you. If you're new to the channel, I do install, repair, and review these sabers, so please like, comment, and subscribe. I also have a website, RowanSabers.com, where you can find my finished products and sound fonts. If you're interested in that, link will be in the description below. So here we have a different type of video. This is another saber from my collection, and yes, I know if you've seen my other videos before, I always say this is my last one, but I have an excuse. This one I ordered back March 25th, and so from Sabertrio. So this is a Sabertrio Arclyte, a very Star Wars oriented design for this hilt. My original intent was to buy a Vulcan, I think was what I called from them, but I bought it back in March 25th before I bought my custom MHS saber and stuff. But if you're wondering what that is, and when I say it's my last saber, you can go check out that video as well. Link will be in the description below. But this is one that I wanted on my list for a long time. This is a Sabertrio Arclyte, as I mentioned before. It's installed with Profi. Sabertrio has now updated some of their listings, so they now offer Profi, as well as, etching, laser etching, all that, acid etching, all that stuff. They also added an aux button. Last time I knew, they had, a while ago, they just had one button, and so that's a nice little addition to have. I've updated a lot of these, and I've also bought a lot of these secondhand from other people, either to resell or update and then, resell. And so it's very nice to actually buy from a saber company and experience that whole thing. So it took about 2 months for me to get. Again, ordered it March 25th. I got it about a week ago, and so it's very, very nice. I actually went live on Instagram. If you haven't already, definitely go follow me, RowanSabers00. There I went live and unboxed it and stuff, and I talked about my first impressions and stuff like that. Of course, I totally had an intent on reviewing it here on the channel, but I think I'll do a majority of my unboxings and stuff on there if I do. And so this is one of the 5 installed sabers that I'll have in my collection. Again, this is all the defaults and stuff that'll be on it that I'll review. I will probably do a second video describing all the stuff that's on it once I update it. One thing I did find is that the button system is a bit weird. It's basically like they designed it to mimic CFX, and so there's a way to do your passive battery monitor on it, and there's a way to switch fonts and stuff. It's a bit harder to do color changing and lightning block, mainly because of the way that they designed it. Lockup also seems to be a bit tricky. With FET263s, you can just hold power or aux, and you can clash anytime. This one you have to be holding the aux button to do lockup, and so excuse me. And so yeah, it's just very weird. It has a 24mm speaker, so it's also a bit weird there, mainly because they had they made an announcement saying that they're going to do just 24mm speakers in there, because apparently with the resonance of the pommel, it actually is louder than using the 28mm speakers. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. In my experience, bigger speakers do make bigger sound, and so to have just resonance on a 24-25 speaker isn't the loudest, and so I might just either work on that and make it so it does hold a 28, or I'll just probably buy a Smuggler's Outpost 25mm speaker and squeeze it in there. And so, but yeah, overall, very nice. I know K-Sith and Kyberphonic have some exclusive fonts on here. I haven't actually got to listen to them a lot. I think the one that I was most excited for was one by Kyberphonic called Snippets, which is like a Jedi slash Ahsoka Tano Grey Jedi light side sound font. And so yeah, so it has a really cool 2.1 recharge port. You can take out the removable battery. That's probably my go-to for most of my sabers. And then you have a kill switch as well, which is very nice. And so it has 2 presets as Profi goes, one without a blade and one with a blade. So you can actually turn it on and stuff. I'll show you here. You can turn it on and it won't do anything. It'll just give you electrical sounds. And then you turn it off. And so it gives you like a broken lightsaber sound because you don't have a blade, which I thought was kind of cool. I might try to keep that with my my config that I update it with. It'll just be my fonts and stuff that I want it, which I'm debating. It kind of looks like a corn horn lightsaber to me. Kind of looks like a speeder bike handle, and so I might put some corn horn sound fonts on here, and then I'll probably put some of my personal sound fonts on here. But this will be one I'm not afraid to duel with. So without further ado, let's show you off some of the fonts and the features. Default for Sabertrio. So when you put the blade in, it'll give you that little boot up sound, which is really cool. Not quite what I expected. Very loud and surprising the first time. But, or at least I had forgotten about it since this. We're demoing it with a 28-inch blade from Saber Bay. Very nice, very short. It keeps me from hitting things around the studio, And so, first up, what was that first? First up, that's not the right way. See, FET263 button systems in my head.
Fourth edition.
Sabertrio.
Alright, so this is a K-Sith original that was made for Sabertrio. It's called Sabertrio. This is the light version. I do like the ignition and stuff. What I've found on this saber compared to others is that the smooth swing seems very weak. I'm not quite sure why, but I'll show you on some of the other fonts. Not this one. This one's not bad. So, very nice. So you have to hold the aux button to clash and lockup, tap for blasters, to hold for like 1.5 seconds to turn off the saber, which I thought was interesting as well. One thing that did surprise me though is that this saber did come with gesture features right out of the box, which a lot of companies claim, oh, we have gesture features, and they don't come with them. Like Corbanth was like with their dark saber. I have a few of those now. They had mentioned that it comes with, you know, gesture features, and that's one thing that I've seen on some configs that has maybe one gesture feature, but it's not utilized in the best way, especially for certain sabers. And so this surprised me. Twist on and twist off. I don't think it has swing on or stab on or anything. So just twist on and twist off, which is a preference of mine. I like that a lot. And so moving on. So it's weird to switch fonts. You have to hold aux for like maybe 2 seconds or something, and then you go to it, and then to go back to a different preset or font, you have to hold the power for like 2 seconds. You also have this really cool little battery effect. It'll show you the battery percentage from green to red, and then slowly, you know, do it if you just click aux while the saber's off. Not a huge fan of that, mainly because like when I go to switch fonts, it just clicks on that instead of holding it to go.
Fourth edition.
So this is the dark version of K-Sith Sabertrio lightsaber font. The saber is pretty loud right out the gate. It's pretty like loud. I've heard louder Sabertrio lightsabers, almost like makes my ear bleed loud, and so I'm very tempted to see what this saber can do when it comes to how loud it can get. So this is the thing where the smooth swing sounds very quiet in comparison to the hilt. I think what that is like K-Sith makes like a free version of the font or whatever, so the smooth swing's not exactly what you get when you buy the font. Because I have the fonts, and the original smooth swing was not like this, and so it's a very trebly light. It could just be the speaker, in my opinion, but it's weird. So the light by K-Sith. See how the smooth swing, just in comparison to the other stuff, it seems very light. Could be the config or the smooth swing ini file inside the font, so I might try to update that. And so
balance.
This one's one of my favorite by K-Sith, just to put on random saber, so I might keep it on here. This is the balance. So force effects, you just hold the aux button for maybe 2 seconds and it automatically plays. So now color changing lightning block is a bit weird, mainly because you have to hold and tap. Oh, you have to get the timing correct. And so that's the color changing effect. And so you just choose one. You have to hit the same color change button to confirm it. And then lightning block, I'm pretty sure it's double tap and hold for the power button, which is weird because normally you just do the opposite of color changing, so that's a bit weird. So yeah, it has several defaults on here. Again, I'm not going to go through probably all of them, but I'll go through a few more.
Darkness.
I want to go to snippets. That was what I was really excited for.
Vengeance.
Vengeance by K-Sith.
Kylo Ren.
That's pretty cool. Cross Guard by K-Sith. Next up.
Snippets.
Here we go. Snippets by Kyberphonic. This is the Ahsoka Jedi, Grey Jedi thing. crispy. Next up,
At last we will have our revenge.
I believe this is Menace by Kyberphonic.
I sense your terror.
Very loud.
You are nothing.
The force effects for that one is always very loud. Next up,
I wondered when you would return.
Temple Guardian.
Traitor!
This one I was very excited to see on the saber. This is Shock Baton by, I believe, Kyberphonic. So, very cool. And so, yeah, I was very excited about that one.
You ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Overall, the grip is also very good. I don't think I mentioned the body and stuff. We have a good choke point here and a secondary hand. It is a bit shorter here than I expected. And actually, ironically, I bought a 32-inch blade for this, and then I realized this is not a thin neck, and so I'm going to go in and buy a 34-inch blade for this, so I can get standard, or more standard blade size. So
Teensy.
So now it's just defaults up until the end, and so Profi defaults aren't terribly impressive. Those will all probably be taken off whenever I update it. So that concludes the review for the Sabertrio Arclyte. I hope this was informative. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely will. Of course, have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.